autofocus is on. Ready?
Yep.
You ready?
Yeah.
You ready? You ready for this? Oh shit. I wish I had a better fade on that. For some reason Streamlabs just like doesn't have a smooth fade.
That's okay.
Whatever. Anyways, welcome back to Jon Does. Today
Pat also does.
Pat has.
Pat has.
Pat has. Before we get started, just want to remind you guys, wilddinosaur.com is the best way to support the channel.
Check it out.
Oh yeah, Pat's got some merch on right now. It's my Wild Dinosaur shirt.
It's a beautiful color.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the just the
Is it
quality
teal?
too.
Is it
Yeah, I mean,
teal?
you could call it whatever you want, but I think teal is a appropriate description.
I'll call it Mother of Pearl.
All right.
If I can call it whatever I want.
I mean, people might claim that you're colorblind if you call it Mother of Pearl, but
well, fair enough. I was born without a face, so.
I find that hard to believe.
Anyways, welcome back. I have a guest today. This is Pat.
Hi, guys.
It was his birthday the other day, so you all owe him.
I turned 14 and a half.
You all owe him $20. Birthday card in the mail, like the grandparents.
Yeah.
Listen to it too, normally. So Pat, you want to tell people who you are?
Yeah. I've known John. I've known this. I mean,
yeah.
Show some sympathy here because I've known this guy since probably around when he first started high school. So maybe maybe even before that. It could have been 8th grade for you, 7th grade for me.
Yeah, we started seeing each other at the skate park.
At the Camarillo skate park.
Yeah,
Yes.
we were rollerbladers.
Pleasant Valley Skate Park. Check it out.
Fruit booters, as we were often called.
More often than not.
Yeah, I started skating in 8th grade, so I probably started seeing you around then.
Yeah, I started in 7th grade, and we're 1 year behind or I was 1 year behind John in school.
Yeah, it was somewhere between 8th grade freshman year for me is when we met. So a really long time.
Right.
I'm a sophomore now, so it's been.
Well, no, we're both super seniors.
Yeah, super duper seniors.
We've been in high school since 1986. Well, I've been in high school since 1986.
Hey, should we actually, I just thought about this right now. I didn't have a whole bunch of stuff to talk about today. I have some notes that we could talk about, but I was just thinking this might be a good time to talk about new pants.
All right.
You want to talk about new pants?
Yeah, I got some new pants last week. No, New Pants it was the working title of our music project.
Yeah.
That we did, our collaboration. And we put out one EP in 2019.
Yeah, just called New
late
Pants.
2019, just called New Pants. It's available on all the major streaming platforms. So,
and we did a single for one of the songs, Summer Splash, that's on this channel. It's on the Wild Dinosaur channel. So yeah, we've been working on music together for a long time, and
also since 1986.
Yeah, the day he was born, I was just at the hospital, and I was just like, "Yo, dude, you want to see if this drum machine works for you?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "All right." Turns out he's more of an oboe player.
Yeah.
But whatever. We all find our instrument sometime.
Brass, woodwinds, strings, whatever.
Well, the news with New Pants is we have a single coming soonish. It's gonna be. I've had like 5 titles for the song. So originally Pineapple Bear, and actually yes, the track itself is currently called Pineapple Bear. No, sorry, it was called Pineapple Bear. I can't even keep my own shit straight.
Yeah, I mean, well, it doesn't really matter what the title is because the track is going to blow everybody's mind.
And yeah, it's we don't have a release date yet. We're still working on vocals, and I've started working on a music video for it. And that'll be out sometime, but that will probably be our last New Pants track together.
Possibly our last track together, because I was waiting until we were on camera to tell you this, but we're breaking up.
Okay.
No, just kidding. We're not.
Yeah, we're not breaking up at all.
Not at all. In fact, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
We're going to be rebranding coming soon.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of new material that we're excited to be, we're very excited that we're going to have a lot of material to share here soon. Expect more Wild Dinosaur music very soon.
I have 2 records for myself that I'm working on top of this single, and Pat has some stuff we've
in
been
the pipeline. Yeah,
together
absolutely.
too. And we'll probably do more stuff too, but like Pat said, we're gonna rebrand at some point and come out with something a little less stupid than New Pants. No, I like New Pants. It was silly.
Yeah,
but
it's whimsical.
It's I think its time has passed.
We're looking for something a little more permanent.
Yeah. For the project that we end up doing for however long, another 15-20 years.
Exactly. From 1986 till 2086, baby.
We were originally the Super Seniors.
We were.
We still are. I'm still
in
high
spirit.
School.
Absolutely.
I never got my. Still haven't taken the SATs.
It's sort of like Beavis and Butthead, where I don't know if anybody's had a chance to check out the new Beavis and Butthead movie, streaming on Paramount Plus, but it's worth it. It's Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah,
it's exactly what you'd expect.
I did catch it a handful of nights ago, and it's dumb in a good way. It's Beavis and Butthead. It's not like you're expecting the Watchmen quality level of entertainment.
Yeah, it's dumb funny.
Yeah, it's super dumb funny. I mean, if you know Beavis and Butthead, it's Beavis and Butthead, but
it's a little updated.
It's updated, and it's just been a long time since we've gotten Beavis and Butthead. So
Mike Judge always putting out the classic material, though.
Yeah, but I still love the animation show. Did you ever see those?
I think that's what Beavis and Butthead originated on, right? It was like a variety show type of thing. Or?
No, it was a DVD compilation that came out in the early 2000s, I think it was. And it was just like animators from around the world. But Mike Judge was one of the executive producers on it, and there is like early pencil sketches of some of the stuff one of my favorites is it's just like a bust of a guy, and he's just like kind of sitting there, and this fly is buzzing around his head, and he's like, "These French fries are too hot," and then the fly keeps going, and he like whacks the fly with his ear. It's just like whoosh, It's super weird. It's just quick, short,
It's like something like similar to Monty Python type like animation. Or
yeah, but it was just like
absurdist.
like a test. So it's like it's just the bust of a person, like no background, it's just a white background. Like,
nice.
Just stupid, you know. Something. It's almost like something I would find in one of my notebooks, but like animated. It is great. But I think was the other person Judge or not Judge. Is it Hertzfelder? I can't remember the first
That sounds
name.
familiar.
Yeah, it's really good. It's been a while since I've seen it, but there's a ton of just random animation from around the world. And at that time, there was like CG animation, pencil drawings, claymation, like stop motion and stuff like that. It's really cool. I recommend. I think they did 3 volumes total, and the first 2 are like a package deal together. I can picture the DVD case in my mind, but
I'll have to check it out.
yeah. Oh, what's this? Ryan's in the house.
Oh, what's up, Ryan?
What vids do they watch? Oh,
Beavis and Butthead?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, no music videos in the movie.
Yeah. Oh man.
That's a little bit of a letdown.
Yeah, it really is, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't think people remember what music videos are.
I do. We still enjoy watching music videos on YouTube all the time.
We've made a couple.
Yeah, more than a couple at this point. You've made like a dozen.
The last couple I think are the best, and I've put more effort into them, and you've helped me on those too. There's the Smell the Rain video. Actually, we used Pat's car. We parked it in my garage and then threw up a green screen.
Dude, your student films are crushing it too.
Pat is my star witness.
Your star.
He's my star witness.
Star actor. What are you talking about? Featured player.
He's the only actor.
Dusty.
Dusty's been in 1, 2. No, I think just 1. Yeah, it was.
I almost have enough material to put together a reel at this point.
You should put together a reel. You've got podcast stuff too from our old podcast.
Yeah,
and
true.
and now this.
Yeah, somebody hire me.
You want me to put your Instagram handle down there?
I don't have one.
Yeah, I know. Pat doesn't do social media, which is
not too
good.
Not too much.
Ryan says his student films are crushing it. They're lending him a hand with that, Pat. I hope so. I hope.
It's my pleasure. Honestly, it's a lot of fun. Sometimes it is a little more work than I'm expecting, but at the end of the day, it's all worth it.
Tell me about it. Oh, lighting and camera placement. Yeah, there's a lot of work.
It's nice to see Jon's progression as well. Like, I mean,
well, I'm trying.
Yeah.
I mean, I purposefully started losing my hair so we could start projecting my films on my forehead. Oh yeah, yesterday I was asking for some recommendations on some like first person games, and my buddy Mark that I used to work with recommended Red Dead 2.
Oh nice.
Yeah.
I've only heard good things. I haven't played Red Dead, the newest Red Dead, but I have.
Is that the second one? Is there only 2?
There was the first one was called Red Dead Revolver.
Okay.
And then there was Red Dead Redemption, which was like a big hit.
That's what I thought was the first one.
And then the latest one is Red Dead Redemption 2, and that's been around for what, like the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of.
But it's been hugely popular. Any of those Rockstar titles, like Grand Theft Auto. The Grand Theft Auto 5 is still so much fun.
Which one is that? Is that San Andreas?
It's set in San Andreas, but it's Grand Theft Auto 5. It's San Andreas would be like the third iteration of the 3D ones. Okay. And then this one being the 5th.
Yeah, I haven't played any of those really since college, I don't think. Man, I remember playing one of the Mortal Kombat games too, and just destroying it on Halloween night when I was living in the dorm.
Was it one of those 3D?
Yeah, what I kept wanting to say 11, but that's the last one that's out.
Yeah,
I think, right?
The one that has the Joker and
they
like DC crossover stuff.
This would have been 2004, I think. So whichever game came out then, I'm not quite sure, but You got any other video game recommendations?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we just played last night. We were playing that new Ninja Turtles game.
Yeah, I went over to Pat's.
Yeah, Shredder's Revenge.
Yeah, that was...
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. I enjoyed it a lot. It's just one of those standard beat-em-ups. It's exactly what you'd expect from a Ninja Turtles game. If you've played any of the classics, like Ninja Turtles, the arcade game from the 90s, as well as Turtles in Time. I think that was like the follow-up. It's a throwback to those, but with a few updated elements. Like, I like the whole, like, resuscitation type thing where you just give me a pizza. Like, here's some pizza.
Here's a slice of pizza. Oh, I'm almost dead. Eat this pizza.
Pizza will revive anybody.
Pizza.
It is a lot like the OG Konami, yeah. But it's totally worth it. And it's available for like all the platforms. PC, PlayStation, both PlayStation 4 and 5.
Yeah. Switch
and Xbox.
Yeah.
My brother Andrew played it on Xbox, and he told me
okay.
about it, of all people. I'm surprised.
I was saying the other day, I'm not a huge beat 'em ups fan. I should rephrase that. I don't dislike beat 'em up games. They're just not the kind of games that, like, when I'm by myself and I'm like, I'm going to play a video game.
Yeah, always more fun to play with somebody.
Yeah. So, like,
absolutely.
going over to your house and playing with you and your roommate and your roommate's 4-year-old.
Yeah. Who had the best commentary.
Oh, man. Yeah.
He's like, Rocksteady showed up and he's like, oh, look it's the Rhino dude. And he was just like, the kid watches so much, like, video game tutorials and stuff that that's just what he does. Is he's dictating what he's doing the entire time he's playing video games. He's mostly playing Minecraft, but
one of the last times I was at your house, you showed me his Mario Maker.
Oh, dude, his Mario Maker courses are the best. Legendary. The kid can make courses on Mario Maker, but he can't quite spell yet. So all of the levels have hilarious
like
titles.
X, Y, Z, Z, Q,
yeah, they're all just like mumbo jumbo.
Wasn't there one that was like a word? Like he actually got a word out in one of them. Maybe it was by accident. No.
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah, but they're all of his levels are also impossible. He's like the biggest troll.
Yeah. You like get like one jump before you die.
You hit like 100 enemies or something.
Yeah,
it's absurd.
I think the one that we were watching, it was like the ducks, the floating ducks.
Yeah.
And like he just put so many, like you literally couldn't get through them. I love it. I want to see what that kid does with his video game.
Oh jeez, who knows?
Any other games you want to talk about?
Let's see. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Cuphead. My roommate and I have been playing a lot of Cuphead, and that game is awesome. If you enjoy it's pretty old at this point, I think, like, 6-7 years old, but it's totally worth it as well if you enjoy a challenge. If you like platformers, it's like a side-scrolling platformer, and it's set like in has like a 1930s aesthetic.
The animation looks like Steamboat Willie type.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like the throwback to the classic Merry Melodies style or something like that. Same with the music, and the game is just like the difficulty is just amped up to 11. It's so much fun.
There's a Netflix series, right? Do you know if that's out?
I believe it is, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's a kid show or exactly what.
I wouldn't imagine it's a kid show, but
I would think so, yeah. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know because
we'll get back to you on
the storyline of the game is that you have to fight enemies to get their souls to give to the devil. So I don't know how like child friendly this show is.
Yeah, I think I saw like a, if I remember correctly, I think they did like a Red Band trailer for the animated series, which right away tells you this isn't for kids.
Yeah, it might be though. I really don't know.
I could be wrong on that, but I think there was a Red Band trailer for that.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much those are pretty much the only games I've been playing though recently is Ninja Turtles and Cuphead, and always Age of Empires 2. That's a throwback classic. One of my favorites.
What about Leisure Suit Larry?
The Revenge.
All of them. You've been playing them all at the same time, like every version of them.
I wish I could say yes.
Leisure Suit.
But I am down for some throwback, some classic games in the style of the vintage, like LucasArts adventure games, like Monkey Island.
I think
or Sam and Max.
There was a Nintendo Direct, and I think there's a new Monkey Island coming out.
Hell yeah.
I think that's what I saw. It's either like a remake or something. I gotta get my facts straight. But there was a Monkey Island something that was at this Nintendo Direct.
Nice.
Was it last week? I
yeah,
think
Monkey Island's great. I'm also looking forward to Advance Wars 1 and 2 for Switch. I played a lot of Advance Wars 2 on Game Boy Advance, and that game is a lot of fun, like a turn-based strategy type of... If anybody's familiar with like Shining Force on Sega Genesis, it's kind of similar to those games. And Advance Wars. Big fan.
Advance Wars. The Admiral in Advance Wars is Leisure Suit Larry, by the way. I don't know if you knew this. There's a crossover there.
Which Admiral?
All of them.
Oh, nice.
There's Leisure Suit Larry, Tracksuit Tom.
Leisure Suit Larry David.
Leisure Suit Larry Styles.
I was surprised to see Larry David's daughter in the new Umbrella Academy season.
Oh yeah. I actually didn't even know that she was in it until you mentioned it. But she was good. I don't want to spoil too much of that show yet, because with binging stuff, I try to let people like take their time with it. Yeah. Not everybody can be like me, where it's like it drops at midnight and I watch 4 episodes before I go to bed, wake up and watch the rest of the season.
I try to watch after work, and I'm typically able to get maybe like an episode and a half in before passing out.
Yeah.
Not by choice, just because I'm exhausted.
Well, so before we move on to our commercial break in a little bit, Pat, you told me you had something you want to talk about that wasn't video games.
I do have something to share.
Pat told me he had a dream. As many people do, I had a dream. And were all men and women created equally in that dream?
I absolutely think so, but the people in my dream, maybe not so much. So the way that the dream went is the part that really sticks out. I don't know what was going on before that or anything, but the part that I committed to memory was I was at a park, kind of reminiscent to like the park in downtown. You know that park in downtown Ventura? The one like across from the parking garage.
Yeah.
So it's just like a big park. Pretty open field. Yeah. There's a
playground.
Right.
Cannon.
They got some like Civil War style cannons there. That doesn't have anything to do with this, but just an aside.
There is a park in Ventura, by the way, that has a cannon in it. It doesn't work, but there's a cannon.
And this is the park that I'm talking about. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was at somewhere like that, but there were a bunch of people like protesting, and they had rocks that they were throwing at people, like they were straight like harassing. And then somebody came up to me and asked if I was a liberal. And in my dream, I had the thought, I'm just going to lie so I don't get attacked right now. And so I said no. And they're like, oh, okay, good. And it's completely plausible. And then I think that they were just zombies, ultimately. It's a dream.
Well,
so they were some MAGA zombies.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we don't have to get too political here, but yeah, they might actually...
No, they asked me if I was a liberal, and they were ready to attack if I was.
About what I'm going to say is, I don't know we need to get too liberal, or too political, but I mean, I think MAGA people might be zombies.
In some regard.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I...
Make America human again.
Yeah, so they could eat their brains.
Resurrect zombies. That's our new scientific push.
But yeah, it was pretty terrifying in the moment. I mean, I think that they saw me and they're like, "Who is this hipster loser?" And they're just like, "Oh, this guy must be a liberal." So I had to lie and say no.
Yeah,
just so they didn't attack me to death.
Just be who you are.
Yeah, unless
they're trying to kill you.
Yeah, I was ready to get stoned to death. It was pretty scary.
So, lesson learned: don't go to Ventura in your dreams.
And if you do, just don't like.
You know what you didn't do is you didn't go to the cannon and just use the cannon.
I was just trying to go to Finney's.
Get some
shout out to Finney's.
Yeah, shout out to Finney's. Get some tater tots over at Finney's.
They're the best tater tots.
Oh, those loaded tots. Almost any restaurant that offers tater tots as a side is a win in my book.
I agree.
Yeah, tater tots are the best. Some cheesy, bacony tater tots.
The only complaint that I might have about those loaded tots is that they just don't give you enough.
Oh, okay. I was going to say there is no complaint. But yeah, you might be right there.
But yeah, they're delicious. Bacon, sour cream, cheese. And I think maybe like some green onion in there. Something like that.
Yeah, chives. I think they throw some chives in there.
They're really delicious.
Really good.
And also all their food is good.
Now I want Finney's.
Flatbread pizzas.
Yeah, they got delicious flatbreads. They got
great burgers,
sandwiches, sliders. We always just do
a huge beer menu too for all you drinkers out there.
Yeah, they have. We usually go in and like do one or two like apps and either a pizza or like a burger or something like that.
Absolutely.
The burgers, I mean, most places come with that side, fries or whatever. So I do I love to get the loaded tots and then also
some additional
tots on the side of my burger.
And they serve it with a tangy ketchup.
Or their house ranch is bomb too.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's
Finney's.
All really good. Finney's.
If you're ever in Ventura County.
Well, they're all over. Not all over, but they're in
Southern California.
Yeah.
There's the one up in Santa Barbara.
There's one in Burbank I went to. With my buddy Jay and Lynx.
I know, in addition to the one in Ventura around here, there's one in Westlake and one soon to open in Camarillo.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They're opening one at the Outlet Mall. Where's the one in Westlake? Do you know?
It's in a very busy shopping center. It's actually kind of tough to find. It took me a minute to...
Oh, right. I remember you called me, or I was on the phone with you.
Yeah.
And you're looking for a gift card.
I'm not a big fan of this shopping center parking lot, but it's like there's a CVS. I think there are like 2 grocery stores in very close proximity, Gelson's and Whole Foods, I want to say, or Sprouts. Anyway, it's a zoo.
Well, Finney's is so good. So good.
Yeah.
Was that it?
Can't say more about Finney's.
Was that it with your dream? You just got assaulted by some like MAGA zombies,
yeah, and
then you were just like, "Fuck this! I want tots."
Yeah, kind of.
That's actually maybe the best dream ever.
But it's totally plausible in this charged political environment that we find ourselves in.
Started off hairy, but
especially, I mean, aside from the zombies, obviously.
Happy ending with tater tots.
I wish.
Yeah, it's a weird time.
And maybe it was because I saw somebody in a Let's Go Brandon sweatshirt yesterday.
I also saw somebody in a Let's Go Brandon. It was a long sleeve, and they were on a motorcycle, just like a long sleeve shirt. It was kind of funny.
Not a very funny joke.
No, I mean it's really dumb, but Let's Go Brandon, I guess. I know a guy named Brandon.
Yeah, my stepbrother.
What's up, Brandon? How's it going?
Shout out to Brandon.
I'm gonna zoom in a little bit, tighten up this shot. Oh wait, a tilt down. That's what I'm looking for.
Get that nice crotch shot.
Yeah. Look at Pat's shirt.
Yeah, here you go. Wild Dinosaur.
Wild Dinosaur.
.com.
That's the logo shirt. You know what? We'll just let's do a quick commercial break. I got an extra commercial in here today. We'll do another commercial break, and we'll come back and we'll talk about some more stuff. I'm still not sure what on the list we're going to talk about, but maybe we'll just
stick around.
We'll just go for it. So yeah, stick around. If you're having a hard time dealing with anger management, try running for Congress.
wedding facilities. And I give these stickers away at every pet wedding. The kids love them too.
This bag from, what's his name? Wild Dinosaur? Weren't they all wild? What an oxymoron. Anyways, I like to put my special things in this bag. Plus, I'm pretty sure it's my spirit animal.
Life gave me lemons. So I sold them for this sweet baseball tee. And we're back. That was some important life lessons there.
Yeah, Richard had a lot to say.
He's a smart guy. Both Richard and Dark John are much more intelligent people than I am.
He's a smart guy in his field.
Yes, in his field.
Which is pet weddings.
in Minecraft. To the best way to deal with anger management currently, that there's a lot of analytics to this. There's a lot of data. Pat would know this. He works in the medical industry a bit, pharmaceutical industry, so he gets some of this data. But running for Congress helps your anger issues, apparently. What do you know about this?
Not enough.
Okay.
I'm looking to run for Congress soon.
Okay, well, there's going to be a lot of competition.
Bring it on.
Now that this information is out there, there's going to be a lot of competition.
I'm ready for it.
Got my Italian gloves on. Hey, it's a pizza pie.
So one of the pharmacists was using some gloves the other day, and they were just like way too big for her hands, and it totally reminded me of some Mickey Mouse style stuff.
Like a dog that hasn't grown into its paws yet.
Yeah, exactly.
But she had 3 or 4 fingers.
Yeah.
Hello.
I don't know why. I mean, it's a good question. I think there was a video. I want to say it was maybe from Vox about why cartoon characters wear gloves.
Oh, yeah.
It has to do with like the animation.
Yeah. It was like easier. I think it was twofold. I think it was easier on the animation, and I think it was also easier on. Oh no, I'm conflating that with something else. I was thinking about the Hulk. Why the Hulk was originally gray in the comics? Because printing green was difficult or something, and so he was originally gray. Or no, I have that backwards. I think gray turned out weird, so there's something about printing. Anyways, I'm conflating things. I don't need to go off on the Hulk.
The Hulk. Speaking of the Hulk, we have She-Hulk coming out soon.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
It looks interesting. It looks kind of like Marvel's take on like a romantic comedy type of.
It's like Ally McBeal in the MCU. Where's the dancing baby?
Yeah, the mix of genres is pretty interesting. There hasn't really been anything that I'm aware of that is similar to it, but Tatiana Maslany,
yeah,
she is so good in Orphan Black. If you guys haven't seen Orphan Black yet, give that a check out. I believe they're all streaming on Amazon Prime, I want to say, and originally aired on BBC America here in the US at least, and I believe it's like a Canadian show, but she plays, well, I don't want to give too much away, but yeah, she plays multiple characters in the show, and
yeah, I've heard.
She does an amazing job.
I never saw it. I've heard a ton about it. I actually, when I heard they cast her, the only thing I knew her from before was she's in one episode of Parks and Rec.
Oh, is she?
Yeah. She comes in to get a permit to do like a blood drive or something at one of the parks. She's just looking for a permit. She works for Doctors Without Borders, and she's getting shipped off to like Rwanda or something like that. And Tom, Aziz Ansari's character, is like in love with her from like the second he sees her, and like instantly just starts speaking to her in an English accent. It's a pretty good episode.
I completely understand.
Has that happened to you at work all of a sudden?
No, specifically with her.
Oh,
just from watching the show.
I was gonna say like some lady walks into your work, you're like, hello.
It hasn't happened yet, but I wouldn't put it past me.
Good day. All of a sudden you're
Australian. Yeah.
You know what happens next week? You brought it up. You brought up the Marvel stuff. You brought up
I did, yeah.
She-Hulk. And sorry, I'm just going past things real quick. I think it looks pretty good. I'm glad they've worked on the CG a little bit because I think they re-released the trailer.
Oh, okay.
But with slightly better rendered graphics.
I hadn't seen that. Yeah, it did look a little. I don't want to say cheap, but it looked a little unfinished.
Yeah.
Previously,
and I think especially with franchises like Marvel and Star Wars, things like that. Whenever we get really early trailers, there's things to remember. First of all, the trailers are usually coming from a third party. Like it's not like the editor of the movie is making the trailer. There's a completely separate company that usually makes trailers for this kind of stuff, and they're so hyped that people are like, where's the trailer, where's the trailer, where's the trailer? And sometimes, like, we got She-Hulk months and months in advance trailer.
I think a lot of people just are not aware that those are like contracted out, the trailer editing.
Yeah. And also, like, to get something like that first trailer out, they probably had to forego the like 2 or 3 final render stages of some of the CGI.
Yeah. They didn't have that render farm available at the time.
Yeah. It was being used for The Mandalorian.
Yeah, all hands on deck there.
But yeah, it looks pretty interesting. I'll watch it. I will watch most of the Marvel stuff. I watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I didn't.
Oh, good. I actually I even watched a little bit of the Inhumans. I think I watched the first episode, maybe the second one, and I was like, this is garbage.
The Inhumans, huh?
Yes.
Never even heard of that.
So the Inhumans, we all saw one of the Inhumans in Doctor Strange too.
Who was that?
Black Bolt. He's the guy that
okay. Yeah.
can talk.
Yeah.
Or that when he talks, he basically can destroy things with his voice. That was the same actor from the show that was in Doctor Strange 2. His costume looked a little better in the movie.
He looked cool for sure.
Yeah, he's an interesting character. He's
a little similar to Ant-Man, his costume.
Old school Ant-Man a little bit. Yeah. The Inhumans with the MCU stuff is they had done the series because they didn't have the X-Men rights still. And the Inhumans were not the same thing, but kind of similar in a way to the X-Men, where there's a group of people that they're not like public as the mutants are. There's no as far as I remember, I don't think there's any comic runs where there's segregation.
Man, Marvel has a lot
segregation bills.
Marvel has a lot of teams.
Yeah, they've got a ton of teams. I mean, you could go through. Oh man, there's so many.
Fantastic Four, X-Force.
They're all starting to compile in my brain, and none of them will come out out of my mouth. But Inhumans was the show itself was not very good. Ramsay Bolton from Game of Thrones was in it.
Well, he did a solid job as Ramsay Bolton.
Yeah, that was
easy to hate.
Yes, easily one of the like top 5 villains in like TV, maybe top 10.
You'd say so, really?
Maybe.
That's pretty bold.
I might retract that statement a little bit, but he's up there, I think, with being one of the better villains on TV. I mean, he's better than some of the. My frame of reference is like crap that I've watched. The Arrowverse.
You've watched a ton of crap.
I've watched a lot of crap. And I'm not saying all of it's crap, but like
just a ton of stuff.
The CW stuff, they do villain of the week bullshit.
Yeah.
And like
I don't know really, but
yeah, well, they just
that makes sense. Yeah.
Every week there's like a D-list villain that pops up to like foil the Flash for like
it's
10
like
minutes.
X-Files, like doing the monster of the week.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. I'm just making sure everything's still running. Anyways, Inhumans was kind of garbage, but I would be down to see them like try more with it. I think we're just at the point where there's a lot of stuff going on, and
There's so
This
much
is
to watch. There's more
fourth
content.
episode where I just start getting super gassy right when I start recording, and I'm just like,
Might just be you.
I might be part of Ethan Klein's GERD gang.
GERD kid. we got plenty of medication at the pharmacy for that.
Sweet. Sorry, what was I saying? Inhumans garbage. Oh, phase 4 is just like there's so many new characters. There's so much like stuff going on.
Not to mention the multiverse aspect.
Yeah, I don't really want to see them pack too much in right now. I think there's something to be said about leaving space for things to happen, and we're still trying to figure out where we're going long term with the MCU or for this next arc. You know, there was the Infinity arc that went from the end of the first Avengers where you see Thanos like getting the gauntlet or whatever till Endgame. That whole arc was the Infinity arc essentially with a bunch of
It still feels like we're just post Infinity.
Yeah, and we're just setting things up now. And you forgive me, you said you hadn't watched Miss Marvel, right?
I haven't yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it though. After both you and Dan had positive reviews,
it's pretty good. And I think every episode's getting better too. At first, I was a little like, oh, this is okay. Now it's starting to get good, and there's even a little bit of stuff leading into other stuff from this phase of the Marvel universe. There's like a 10 Rings shout out at some point.
Is that the Shang-Chi?
Shang-Chi.
Yeah. Shang-Chi was a great movie. That movie was so fun, so beautiful visually, and
yeah,
I love the music as well. The Eastern music.
It's probably
or Eastern influence music at least.
Might be my favorite of the new phase Marvel movies.
It was great. Yeah.
Doctor Strange 2 was fine.
I enjoyed it. I recently watched that.
I wanted to like it more than I did. It's still fine, and I'll watch it again.
Coming after Spider-Man though is tough.
Yeah, that was really tough. I think that partly tied its hands a little bit. But that and the cameos they did, some of them I think might have been not how they did it, not the best.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
We don't want to give too much away there.
I don't know if Ryan's still listening, but I don't know if he's seen it yet. You should watch it. It's on Disney Plus. And I know you finished Kenobi, so
enjoyed Kenobi.
You liked Kenobi?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just thought there wasn't enough. That was maybe my only complaint.
I talked to my brother earlier today, and not that he's a very average Star Wars fan.
But your nephew is a very avid Star Wars
fan.
Yeah,
my 4-year-old nephew is super. Just finished Roger Rabbit. Hell yes. Roger Rabbit is fucking awesome.
The original?
Well, that's what Ryan says.
Nice.
I mean, is there another one? Oh, cool. We got the chat kind of working now. I upped the text size. It was at 22 and I put it at 60. So now I think it's legible.
Perfect. Put the text right over my face.
Well, I don't have any graphics today. I just brought in that new commercial spot. So you guys get 2 Wild Dinosaur commercial spots. Sorry. I know it's a little overkill, but Papa's got to get paid.
Papa needs a new pair of shoes.
Papa needs a lot of new things. Mostly just a new place to live.
It's tough. Yeah,
No,
I saw median home prices in California are $750,000. This is insane.
I can't really even afford a rent right now.
Oh, and also I read an article recently that people are outbidding each other for rent, which is pretty disgusting, in my opinion. It's crazy. Here, take more of my money, even though I don't own this property, and I'm just offering you more cash to live here.
It's freaking crazy. We can talk about some of this stuff a little on another episode. Sure. I think we should do like maybe a conversation on some other stuff. But Pat's here. We're gonna eat some pizza in a little bit. We'll probably end at. We'll go as long as we feel like it. But I think we're both a little hungry.
Sure. Yeah, I could eat. I could eat. I can always eat.
I mean, it's 6:43. We've already been going for like almost 45 minutes.
And seriously, time just
I'm
flies.
telling you, man,
Yeah.
this can get fun, even when you're by yourself. It's
I
just
bet.
like,
Yeah.
It is nice to have somebody else around. The chat is really helpful too.
Well, thanks. I'm happy to be here.
Would love to grow the channel more and have more people chime in eventually as well. But it's always nice to have people to bounce off of. But so we had Doctor Strange. It was okay. Shang-Chi we both liked. Miss Marvel I think is pretty good and it's getting better. And I think part of it's getting more interesting because of the Marvel element, the comic booky element. You're getting more involved, but the heart of the show is it's a mother-daughter kind of story.
Yeah,
there's a lot of
the
family.
familial relationships.
Yeah,
those are always what I also feel like MCU, they do it great.
Yeah, and the one of the other thing that I think is really great is they're a Pakistani family, and so you get a lot of like just home life of this standard Pakistani family living in I think New Jersey at the time, and that's just a good. You don't see a lot of representation like that in media, in Western media as much, let alone comic book stuff. I know we have a lot of diversity happening, but this is like it's a little bit more immersed into some of the culture, and I'm not trying to shit on Black Panther at all, because I think Black Panther is fantastic and it did so much for the black community in Hollywood, but Wakanda's made up. It's not a real place, and
way to break my heart.
It's cool that they brought in, this isn't a like a comparison of like which culture did it better. It's just nice to see the story, how the stories are unfolding within these.
It's just always nice to see
universe.
I don't necessarily want to say authentic, but like a heartfelt representation of an immigrant culture.
Yeah, it's great to see, and I think I hate to admit it myself, but there's some parts of history that I've learned through television.
Sure, I mean there's nothing wrong with that.
I think there's a lot of people that didn't know about the Tulsa massacre.
Oh, before
Watchmen.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
and I will admit I was one of those people. I didn't know really anything about that.
I also, I consider myself somewhat of a history buff, and I also was not really aware of that either.
There's a lot of crazy things in history. I just was reading something. What was his name? Alan Turing, I think is his name.
Sure, yeah.
Is his name? Do you know who this is?
I do.
He was one of the fathers of like computer technology in the like 40s or something. I think
during World War II.
Yeah, I think
he was a British. He's an English. I don't know if he was in the military or if they just like got him to. I can't remember, but I believe he's portrayed as Benedict Cumberbatch. It portrays him in The Imitation Game. Is that?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Have you heard of that movie before?
I've
The Imitation Game.
Yeah. I for some reason I thought you were going to say Warhorse.
No, but he's also Cumberbatch is
yeah.
in Warhorse also, but I want to say that he portrays Alan Turing.
Okay. I didn't know that, and I didn't know this either, and I don't know if this is completely accurate. I kept seeing things that there was inspiration about this, but he was, I believe, gay or trans, or had started some sort of hormone therapy.
Yeah.
And was like basically just the government fucked with him. And he ended up putting
awful.
cyanide in an apple and eating it and killing him.
I believe he was like closeted, as many were at the time, and I think it goes into, it touches on some of that in the movie.
Oh, okay. Well, the thing that I had read is, and we were talking about the Apple logo the other day. Somebody had mentioned it. there's a rumor that the inspiration of the bite out of the apple was a nod to him.
I think it was John that asked about it. Andrew Sudd.
Oh yeah,
About the Apple logo.
Yeah, and I've heard two conflicting things. That one, they did the logo with the bite out of it so it didn't look like a cherry and people wouldn't get confused. Which on a design level that makes sense.
Sure, yeah.
But I've also heard that Alan Turing was part inspiration of that, of the
Cool.
the cyanide apple that he
I mean, not cool that he felt the need to do that, but
that it's an the
it's like a nice
so-called father of like
nice homage to that.
computer language is represented in the Apple logo. That is nice. But
Yeah, they I believe the British Army brought him in to help break like a German code.
yeah, okay. I'm not.
That's sort of like what the what the basis for the movie.
Gotcha.
But it's a movie that's worth watching.
Okay. Yeah, I'll there's so much content to get through. But what was I getting at? I was getting at something with learning. Oh yeah, we were Miss Marvel and just the stuff that you can learn through media. I think one thing they're getting into with Miss Marvel is the partition. It was something
between India and Pakistan?
Yeah, it plays into the story.
I don't know a whole lot of history about that.
I don't either, but it's nice to see it played out in media where you can ask that. Hey, what was that? I never heard about that. And then Google's right over here, and you can start learning about.
Sure, Wikipedia.
Yeah,
Wikipedia is a wealth of information.
That's where I get most of my information.
Is it?
Wikipedia.
About your favorite music genre, jizz.
Yeah, I don't think. I don't remember. Did we just discover if that was canon still, or if it was?
According to Wikipedia, it is.
That's the form of jazz in the Star Wars universe.
Yes.
It's called jizz.
Don't believe us? Look it up.
Yeah, I'm a big Star Wars fan. I didn't know that. We got about 10-15 minutes left. Let's move to the end of the Marvel conversation that we were having.
Oh yeah, so
we have Thor 4 coming out on Friday. 4. How you feeling about that?
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, Taika Waititi back at it again, back at the helm, and all the all Thor's associates, including the Guardians of the Galaxy.
And I guess Lady Sif is back. I don't know if you remember her, but in in the comics and in the first 2 movies, he's got his like crew.
I wonder. Oh,
and then they get most of them get killed off in Ragnarok by. Damn, that gas is back. Gerda Thunberg. Yeah, Lady Sif is
John Gerdhart. Lady Sif.
Yeah, she was part of the crew. She wasn't in Ragnarok. She's just kind of gone for some reason. But there was at least in the first movie, there was the first Thor movie, there was a little bit of a potential like maybe this is the person that Thor is going to end up with, because she's also like a badass warrior.
Oh yeah,
Asgard.
okay, yeah.
But then Jane Foster comes around. We're getting her back. The actress is Jamie Alexander, and I don't know if you remember what else she was in. She's been in some stuff. She's the lead of a TV show right now, but she's in an episode of It's Always Sunny. Do you remember this? I know you know the episode.
Is she is it the classic Tammy?
That's classic Tammy. Yeah, she's the like hot teenager that's trying to go to the prom with Dennis.
Yes. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah. Classic Tammy.
That's Tammy. This is classic Tammy.
Excuse me.
Charlie breaking down all the high school gossip. So funny. What a legendary episode. I love that first season of Always Sunny. I love a lot of Always Sunny, but that first season's one of my favorites.
So you heard my conversation yesterday about my Batman 66 reboot.
Absolutely, yeah.
I have I'd put Pete Davidson in the Riddler position, but I also could maybe do Charlie Day in that position as well.
Charlie Day is more of a Robin.
think I still like James Marsden.
I do too. I think it's hilarious.
Or
He does a good job as the goofy cop in Sonic.
or like Charlie Day could be like the Tinkerer. Is he? I forget. There's
The Tinkerer.
well, the Tinkerer I think is Marvel.
Not even familiar with that villain.
Well, there's two that I always confuse because Marvel and DC always have like one character that's like the other character, but they're just named different. I think it's in Marvel the Tinkerer, and then in DC it's the Doll Maker or the Toy Maker or something like that. I don't remember.
Is there a villain in Marvel called the Puppet Master as well?
I think so. There's a lot of characters.
Back in the 90s, I had the Marvel Masterpiece, trading cards.
Mm-hmm.
Those were so cool. Like for me when I was a kid, they had all the stats on the back and stuff.
I remember getting packs of Nerds, and on the Nerds they had a card on them, and you'd pull the card off, and ended up being like a giant like poster once you put them all together. You had to buy multiple packs, but once you put all the cards together, it was like an X-Men poster, and I just remember having like 4 of the same card.
What a bummer.
Yeah, and it was Nightcrawler. It was just like 4 versions of Nightcrawler, and I'm like, this doesn't equate to the one picture.
Damn you, Curtis.
I need more Nerds.
I like I really liked, there was a set also in the 90s that was like a Fleer Ultra, I believe it was, and same thing, like if you had the entire set, it made one giant image, and there were like little multiple sections that you could have that would make like an image, but if you put them all together, it was just one giant. Yeah, so cool.
That was like all of 90s like marketing. Is like make a poster and then
not bad marketing,
and then cut it up into like 50 different pieces and then attach them to, like, they did that with everything.
They knew what kids.
Oh, my camera's dead. Well, hold on.
So, technical difficulties here.
I need to get a constant power source for this thing.
Do they have one?
They're available. Oh, it was an overheat issue. That's what it is.
We're back. Just too hot and steamy men here.
Too hot to handle. Yeah, the camera's gonna overheat again. It's almost 7 o'clock, so we should call it, just because the camera's overheating. Got some technical issues.
It works, but thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I'll
thanks for having me on.
I'll get another camera. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna buy another camera. Yeah, thanks for coming, Pat. I know
my pleasure.
We've done this kind of stuff before, but we'll have you back.
Happy to be here.
Maybe with a better camera setup. Not better camera setup, but I don't know why the R6 always gotta overheat. This happened when I was doing the Dark John Origin in the garage.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, when I was using the smoke machine and stuff in there, I had to. Yeah. Anyways.
Getting a little too toasty.
Yeah, it got real toasty. But all right. Peace out, Ryan.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Thanks for joining us, Ryan.
Thanks for coming around. We'll be back. I'll be back. I think I'm going to do Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. unless Pat wants to join, then I'll move it to 6.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Unless he's off late. So
hope everybody has a nice weekend.
Yeah, y'all have a good rest of your 4th of July. Well, I'll be on Monday. You're working, right?
I am. Yeah.
Capitalism.
Time and a half, baby.
I'll be back Monday, and we will probably have some new stuff to talk about. So y'all have a good rest of your night. Peace out.